Come on in, you guys. Welcome to the show. This is the ARROYO Show. I'm Brandon Arroyo. If it's your first time here, please give it a thumbs up and a subscribe. What a guest we have for you today from a movie that has been terrifying me for the last week. Please welcome Neil Ward. How you doing?
Woo, I'm good. Thanks for having me, buddy. How you doing?
Oh, fantastic. So good to see you. Let's start off just from the beginning. When did you first hear about this project?
I first heard about this project. I'm actually very good friends with the two directors, Rich and Adam. So I was kind of there while they were tinkling away on the keyboard, writing the script and developing the script. So I was sort of around and quite key in certain elements of the film and bringing people together to work on the film as well. So I heard about that early. It was quite late 2 years ago. So we, just before the pandemic, we finished, and all the lockdowns, we finished shooting in the January. So the previous year, we'd shot in May. And so the year before that, I was pretty much there. So 2018, 2019, something like that.
It's amazing how this pandemic, there will be for most people, I think, that are actively in the industry, one project or two projects that they can really connect with the pandemic because it affected the production schedule so much. Do you think that that is what this film will be for you, or do you think that there will be another film that really, when you look back at the pandemic, you were thinking, okay, that's kind of the first film that comes to mind?
No, it's definitely hosts. The thing for us is as bad as this may sound or not sound, the pandemic actually sort of helped us in a way because of the size of the film and the people attached and the guys, Rich and Adam, being their first film. A lot of doors were left ajar when everything went into lockdown and production sort of stopped doing everything. The film for us, we were able to get it in front of a lot of people that we probably wouldn't have got it in front of before with the lockdown not in place and if the pandemic hadn't come about. So for sure, for me, the film is the first thing I think of when it comes to pandemic. Not the shooting of it, that was all done a year before, but certainly the selling of and the promotion of and the film actually coming to people's TVs and DVDs and certain cinema screens in America. So yeah, that's my memory, and it's a good one. So I quite enjoyed my lockdown, and yeah, I'm continuing to enjoy our second one now. So yeah, which is great.
All right, so I do want to talk more about hosts. We'll circle back to that here in a second, but first, let's get a little bit into your acting journey. So grew up in Derby, correct?
Correct, Amundo. Yeah, I started off in Derby. I didn't start at a really young age. I suppose I kind of found acting when we have our GCSEs. I don't know what the equivalent is for the Americans over there, but you're 13 years old and you have to pick what you want to be in life, which is hard enough at the best of times. Yeah, what do you want to do now? I'm 13. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to go and play football or
you're 13. You are an adult. What are you going to do for the next 70 years?
I don't know. I still don't know. Well, I do know what I want to do now, but it's hard to actually do that nowadays. But I started with the traditional theatre and productions and sort of local productions, and then I found film at about the age of 16, 17, I suppose. I'd done a lot of theatre beforehand, and then I was cast in a short film, which is by Francis Annan. He's just done the Escape from Pretoria, and I did his first sort of short film for his graduation piece, and it sort of started from there. The difference in theatre to film for me was I was sold. Not having to let work go stale, doing the same lines over and over again, the same performances, but focusing a day at a time on different scenes, parts, bits to be done. You could really hone in and use a lot of the creativity and then just get rid of it at the end of the day when it's done. So yeah, I started there, did that, then moved to London from Derby at the age of 21 and just pursued the screen acting. I did a course for a year at the International School of Screen Acting. I wanted to focus the talent on that. I mean, I'd done a lot of theatre, so I didn't feel I needed to train any more on that. So yeah, I just fell in love with the film side of it, man. It's not all glitz and glamour, but it's certainly rewarding when as and when it comes about. So
and it's nice that you were able to transition so quickly from learning what to do to being able to actively being a part of the business. Can you talk to me a little about Holby City and what it was like for you to jump directly into working in the business?
I tell you what, that was one of my first agents. I think she was my first agent. I was doing a play beforehand, playing a Mickey take role of Prince Harry. So I dyed my hair ginger and was sort of prancing around the stage, sort of being a bit of satire towards the royal family and whatnot for a panto. And I'd whipped my hair off because I couldn't get the hair to go back to the normal color. So I'd shaved it to the bone. And then my agent rang the next day and went, "Hey, Neil, you've got an interview tomorrow for the Holby City for the BBC." And I'm like, I look nothing like my headshot. I've shaved. It's a grade 1 all the way, or 0 across the top of my head. I've got no hair. She went, "That's fine. You're going to be playing a football hooligan. So great, go for it." So I turned up, nailed the audition, and then ended up working with, it was Patsy Kensit from Lethal Weapon, and then Robert Powell, and all these sort of great actors and actresses. And I was thrown into the deep end, strapped into a bed with a screwdriver sticking out of my chest from a football fight. So yeah, I was kind of thrown in with some great actors, which was incredible. But hey,
and for actors that are out there that are just getting their career started, it's always a good thing to check with your agent before doing any sort of major hair and facial.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it was actually my mum that we were trying to peroxide it to dye it back. Like my hair's like kind of a dark brown, a dark blonde, maybe light mousy blonde sort of thing. And it wouldn't take. So she just went, "Right, clippers, straight up the back." And, "Oh no, hold on, I need the hair for the headshot because I look nothing like it." But hey, take a chance. Don't for anyone just starting out, don't worry about it too much. Just make sure you let them know as soon as possible. But
all right, so we fast forward a little bit. Can we talk a little about Two Graves? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man, Two Graves. For those of you that are probably more familiar with the film Harry Brown, with Michael Caine, Jack O'Connell, and a few sort of other big British actors. It was written by Gary Young, and he was doing his own film first, his directorial debut, so to say. And I worked on a short with the DOP of that film, Adam Barnett, and then he'd come to me. I was half and half about whether I should carry on in the business for a bit or just get a real job for a short period of time. And I was at my girlfriend's house at the time, and I got a phone call from him just basically saying, "Dude, I'm doing this film, and there's some big sort of British actors in it, Kathy Tyson, Katie Jarvis." And I was like, "Okay, cool, that's wicked, man, great." And he's like, "Yeah, but they need a part filling, and it's quite a big part." But are you free? And I was like, "Whoa, hold on a minute, do I need an audition or anything like that?" And he was like, "No, the director's going to ring you in about 20 minutes. He's seen your show reel. He thinks you're perfect for the part, and you've basically just sort of got the job if you want it, mate, and you've got 2 weeks, 3 weeks spare." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm doing anything." So looking through the diary, like, no, there's definitely nothing there anyway. So yeah, I'm up for that. Let's do this. So yeah, I got to work with Gary. He's an incredible writer from Harry Brown was one of my favorite films growing up and watching British films. So to work with him was great on his first venture into the directing side. But that was great, man. We shot that up in Sunderland in the north of England, in a shipyard with just seagull after seagull after seagull. So the sound guy had a nightmare. But yeah, that was great. And that landed on Netflix about a year and a half ago, I think. Last May. And that's been doing good as well. And my first sort of dive into sort of bigger budget stuff over in England, which was great for me. So
All to bring us back to Hosts, which is available now. Everybody can go check it out. The link is in the description below. So when you have a project like this where you're going to be shooting when it's cold and it's going to be a little wet at times with some fake blood, what was that production like for you? Because those horror movies are always so unique when it comes to the special effects and dealing with the elements of the middle of the night. How was that production experience for you?
For us, it felt like it lasted for like a year, but it was very, very short. The production days were, I think, 12, 13 days in total, 8 to begin with, late nights, long days. For me, I didn't get covered in any blood, so I was all right. I escaped the blood, which I think every other actor on that set was extremely jealous of me because, yeah, my character doesn't get covered in blood in the scene where everyone gets covered in blood. So, yeah, it was quite easy for me. I was actually sort of winding up the other actors, sort of going, hey, you're covered in blood again. And special effects by Kate Griffiths, sort of coming around with a big squirt gun of blood, squirting the artists in the face, getting them covered, making them match up from the previous days. And yeah, it was fun for us. It was grueling, but it added to the atmosphere, and a lot of the scenes needed to be sort of mentally drained anyway. So my character's quite sort of dead behind the eyes, so the sleep depravity was great, and it added to the character for me. So yeah, I enjoyed it very much.
Talk about almost a method acting process at that point.
Yeah, pretty much. 18 hours in, you're like, what day is it? What am I doing? Who am I? What? But yeah.
So, I mean, these Halloween type of movie, well, these movies that you can watch at Halloween that can give you that nice, good scare, it's nice to have one that, you know, not only has the jump scares in it, but also has the sort of suspense moments that makes you a little bit uneasy throughout the entire film. Was that the point that you guys were going for? The goal that you guys were going for was to not just have those jump scares, but also have, you know, that intensity throughout the whole movie?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know Rich and Adam will definitely agree on this, is they wanted to do the opposite of the jump scare, because when you have a jump scare, it builds up to one brief bang and your heart goes and everything's gone, but it's only gone for like 2, 3, 4 seconds, and then you come back down. But why do that when you could show people the terror? It's a Tarantino technique as well, I believe. If you show them what the problem or something that somebody doesn't know in the scene, and then you as a viewer will be going, they got this there, there's a thing under the table, there's that behind the door, there's all of this. So if you get invested as a viewer, then when the payoff comes and the payload's there, it's double effective. And I know that Rich and Adam love playing with the audience in that way, where it's lingering. What is going to happen? Is it going to happen? That leaves a lasting effect on a viewer, rather than just bang, my friend's at the door, but it's nothing scary. It's, do you know what I mean? It's they love that. Adam Lead is a big fan of Ari Aster and the Hereditary and his films. So it's that feeling of dread, the uneasiness, and pairing it with a home invasion, which Hosts is that the threat is very real and it could happen to anybody, rather than it's a monster in the sewer or this, that, and the other. It's basically the very real life horror coming at you through the front door, essentially. So yeah, that's definitely what they were going for.
Well, he is Neal Ward. Neal, if we were to have you give us that last elevator pitch on why people should go check out the movie, what would you say to people to go check out Hosts?
Wow, to check out Hosts, I would say it's got everything in there. It's the home invasion, it's the horror. A lot of hardcore horror fans are loving it at the moment. So if you like traditional horror with some good old-fashioned special effects rather than CGI, then check the film out. But if you also like suspense, if you like to feel uneasy, if you like to not get any sleep, if you like to cry at sometimes and then be completely shocked that you fall off your chair or have to pause your DVD, go and watch Hosts. It's available on VOD, I believe, in America still, and it's just coming out on DVD, I believe, tomorrow. So if you want a hard copy, tomorrow, go get one.
He is Neal Ward. You can see him portraying the role of Jack in the movie Hosts. Be sure to go and check it out. Neal, thank you so much for giving us some of your time today.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.